Well, my name is Mai. I am a Mexican language teacher. I went to college and did all the fun teaching things. So I've been teaching for 10 years now, a little over maybe 10 years, English and Spanish. I love teaching, and I've always been like in love with connecting with students, and teaching is something that I really since I was 5 years old, I said I want to be a teacher.
So I'm from Rochester,
Yeah.
and I have an audio-video background. So what I've done here for over 15 years now is all audio-video stuff, all production related to recording musicians and doing voiceovers for ebooks and all sorts of projects you can think of audio-video related. And like Mai was saying, we wanted to combine our passions. So when we met, teaching, Spanish, recording, all of these things were present in our minds because she was working her job at the time teaching. I was still working here. We're going back and forth a lot between here and Mexico to see each other. We thought, well, how great would it be if we could keep traveling like this and exploring different places, because everything here was new to her.
Yeah.
Everything down there was new to me. And we just had this passion for exploring new places, and our relationship grew through a mutual love of languages and common interests. Mm-hmm. So we thought, how could we combine these things? And Spanish and Go was born that way. Spanish and Go is your resource for learning real-world travel Spanish. Mm-hmm. The focus is on combining travel with learning a language, which really, we believe, opens up a lot of doors for people.
We want people to feel ready to land in a foreign country and being able to connect with the people there, not just say, oh, I went to Mexico for a weekend and I stayed on an all-inclusive and I didn't talk to anybody in Spanish, or, so we want to really inspire people to connect with the culture of the places that they are visiting.
So right now, we have a blog, and we are focusing much more on our YouTube videos lately because we're finding that we gain a lot of our audience from YouTube. So we have made a number of videos in Mexico and other places so far that we visited, explaining how to do certain things in Spanish while you're traveling, like ordering a meal or making small talk, things like that. Right now, all of our material is available for free on our blog and YouTube, and we're working on a course called Travel Spanish Confidence, which will be announced on our website. We don't focus on grammar. Mm-hmm. We focus on using the language as you would use it when you're out and about. Mm-hmm. People who learn their first language didn't sit and study grammar books or practice certain things over and over before they started speaking. It's the other way around. They started copying other people and how they say things. They started copying their parents. And little by little, they learned the language that way. It was only later that you end up studying the grammar and what's correct about the language. We're focused on communicating immediately.
And that's basically how you learn Spanish, through just speaking. At home, we always speak Spanish. I feel weird sometimes speaking English, like between the two of us, because it's something that we're just not used to. We have some travels for this summer within the U.S. We're going to Texas. We're going to California.
Florida, Miami.
Yeah, Miami.
All of those places, for those listening to this who are from the Midwest and maybe haven't traveled too far out, these are places where Spanish is spoken all over. Yeah. We were in Miami last year, and we didn't speak any English. Everybody there spoke Spanish. Yeah. Which is really cool. It was a little bit of a culture shock being in the continental U.S. and speaking nothing but Spanish with the locals there.
One of the things that we want to do is that we want to visit every Spanish-speaking country or region in the world, and not just for a week or 2 weeks. We want to actually immerse ourselves in the culture of these places.
For anyone who wants to travel to a Spanish-speaking country, we're working on a product right now that is nearing completion so that you can learn how to comfortably order a meal in Spanish, how to rent a car, some safety tips about traveling to Spanish-speaking countries, everything you need to know before you go to a Spanish-speaking country to land there and feel confident in your Spanish and ability to get around. Once that's done, we can move on to the next step. Like Mai said, it feels like we haven't even started because our goal is ambitious. We want to visit every Spanish-speaking country. There are over 20, and if we spend 3 months in each, that would be over 5 years.
Yeah.